graffiti initiative, now known as the Anaheim Community Graffiti Effort, began a year and a half ago when graffiti was skyrocketing. Reports of graffiti was going up, complaints about graffiti removal was going up. We weren't keeping up with it, and we soon realized that traditional police methods, traditional code enforcement methods wasn't working. So what we did is we brought together as many stakeholders as we could, over 100 different stakeholders in our very first meeting that was held in February of '08. And through that meeting, we started the analysis part of our problem solving by asking one question. And that question was, what do you want to know about graffiti? And we centered that question around what is known as the crime triangle: the location, the suspect, and the victim. And we gathered over 200 questions about what the participants wanted to know about graffiti in those three areas.
Graffiti is a complicated problem, so we need to have a lot of people involved in this solution. You can't assume that one answer that prevents one kid from doing graffiti is going to stop another kid from doing graffiti. And we also have so many different people involved, whether it's the business community, whether it's graffiti in the right-of-way, whether it's graffiti in parks. And it impacts people different ways. So it's important for us to understand the impacts of graffiti and to involve all the people that are impacted so that we understand how they react to it and what we can do to try to prevent it and to try to help them prevent graffiti on their properties.
Graffiti begins at the younger level, and we're not talking about deviants or criminal kind of people. These are kids who are either are reserved or outcasts, who are looking for a way to express themselves, to get recognition, to get attention, albeit the wrong kind. That's what they're looking for. So we recognize that early on, that we need to get to these kids early on in elementary school and junior high and let them know that the impact of that attempt to get recognition is impacting not only the property owner, but the city and all kinds of resources for that. Even though up to 50% of the graffiti vandals are recidivists, you know, they keep going at it, we do believe we're having an impact early on.
This whole graffiti effort is a process of collaboration, sharing of information, analyzing the problem thoroughly as a group, and then coming up with a response as a group that involves everyone in the response. It's not a process to say, you know, what are you doing about the problem? It's more of a process that says, what can we do together about this problem? Which will require that people get involved. We got to get away from that mindset where government can solve all problems. Government can certainly lead the effort to solve problems, but it's going to take community, business, resident, faith-based groups, youth, schools, all of these agencies and all of these individuals. So I'm very, very pleased to see the progress we've made so far, and I'm even more excited about the progress we're going to make over the next 6 months.
Well, information is key to this, and if nothing else, through this graffiti effort, it's brought groups together who are now talking about this issue very openly, very frankly. Issues are being brought up, hard questions are being asked. It's uncomfortable sometimes when you have a community member saying that my business is being hit in spite of all your efforts. What are you doing about it? And so it brings that openness and it brings things to the table. And we're not afraid to answer any question or deal with any issue. But that's key to this effort, is that we have to create an environment in the process that people are comfortable coming to the table, comfortable confronting each other, comfortable asking the tough questions, because truly that's the only way we're going to get to the bottom of this. The unique thing about this effort is that it's not the police department taking control of this problem and driving it. What we've done is, yeah, the police department took the lead in bringing people to the table, in essence using the power of the badge to bring people to the room. But the committees are chaired by other city departments, schools, community members, and they're the ones that are taking a piece of this problem and working towards a solution. It's not just the city of Anaheim, the Anaheim Police Department, or code enforcement. It's a multitude of city agencies, a multitude of private and nonprofit agencies working together to solve this problem, because that's truly the only way we're going to have an impact.
But more importantly, this is a strategy of problem solving, where we identify a problem, whether it be graffiti or any other problem, crime problem. We analyze that problem thoroughly. We develop a response that engages everyone who has an interest in solving this problem, and then we do the response and assess our results. And it is a proven process that's being used in police departments around the country, but it requires the support of the resident and business community. You cannot hire enough cops to do the work that people expect of police. And even if you could, they wouldn't be nearly as effective as we are when we use youth to help youth, or businesses to help businesses, or residents to help residents. And that's what this whole effort's about. There are specific strategies we're now employing that are proven, that are working, that take very little effort. So the more people that get involved, the more likely we are going to have even more success. In fact, it's not likely, it's ensured, because we're showing success at this level right now.
We've learned that the faster graffiti is removed, the less likely it is to recur. So it's really important for businesses to be removing graffiti as soon as they see it, for residents to either remove it or to call us so we can remove it, and for people to call us when they observe it in a public right-of-way or on some other area, Caltrans right-of-way, where it can't be easily removed, because we want to get it down as quickly as possible.
We could be very, very successful at addressing graffiti if we had more people that took individual ownership in what's going on about graffiti. And it doesn't take a lot of work. It isn't as though we're asking people to lead a team or lead a group or do anything more than responsibility.
Sponsorship in our graffiti effort is key to our success in our meeting our objective of reducing graffiti in Anaheim. And whether you support the effort through financial donation, whether you support the effort through your personal time and effort, whether you support the effort in just attending these meetings and giving your input, all of these things are important towards our goal of reducing graffiti in the city of Anaheim.